Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. We're here to reflect on something essential: our morals and ethics, the values that guide us, and the choices that define who we are. Let's dive in and explore what it means to live with integrity and purpose. Empathy is one of the most profound traits that makes us truly human. It's the ability to feel, understand, and share the experiences of others, even if we haven't lived through the exact same situations ourselves. It's what connects us beyond the boundaries of our own lives, what allows us to see through the eyes of others, and what teaches us compassion. When we empathize, we're not just listening, we're opening our hearts, setting aside our own perspectives to genuinely understand the journey someone else has been on. This is not an easy task. In fact, empathy often requires us to silence our own assumptions, and listen not to respond, but to truly hear. Think about the power that empathy has to transform lives. When you put yourself in someone else's shoes, you begin to see that everyone carries their own burdens, struggles, and fears. You realize that the person who seems angry or frustrated might be dealing with pain you can't see, loss you don't know about, or insecurities that aren't on display. In these moments, empathy becomes a bridge, one that allows us to connect at a human level, breaking down walls that otherwise keep us apart. Empathy isn't just about understanding others, it's about allowing that understanding to change how we respond to them. When someone shares their story, their struggle, or their joy, an empathetic person doesn't jump to give advice or judge. They recognize that sometimes what people need isn't a solution, but simply a safe space to be heard. They need someone who will walk beside them in their pain and celebrate with them in their triumphs. Empathy allows us to become that person. It gives us the courage to sit with others in their darkest hours without needing to fix everything. Because sometimes just being present is more powerful than any words we could say. In our relationships, empathy is the glue that holds us together. Friendships, partnerships, families all are strengthened when empathy is present. When someone feels understood, they feel valued, they feel seen. And feeling seen is one of the most basic human needs. We all want to know that someone truly sees us, knows us, and accepts us as we are. Empathy meets that need, creating a foundation of trust and closeness that can withstand the trials of life. Without empathy, relationships become fragile, easily broken by misunderstandings or conflicts. With it, we build relationships that are strong and resilient, capable of weathering even the most difficult times. Empathy also has the power to unite entire communities. When people in a community genuinely care about each other, when they look out for one another, there's a sense of safety, belonging, and shared responsibility. Empathy drives people to look beyond their own needs, to notice when someone else is struggling, and to extend a helping hand. It reminds us that we're all in this together, that our lives are interconnected, and that when we lift each other up, we all rise. Empathy isn't something we're born with, it's a skill we develop. It takes time, patience, and intentional practice. But every time we make the effort to understand someone else, to set aside our own assumptions and biases, we strengthen that skill. We become better at connecting with others, better at listening, and ultimately better at loving. Because empathy at its core is an expression of love, a love that doesn't demand anything in return, that doesn't judge, but simply says, I'm here with you and I understand. Resilience is what allows us to keep going when life throws its hardest punches, and every one of us will face moments when we're put to the test. It's that inner strength, that grit that keeps you standing, even when the odds seem stacked against you. Resilience isn't something that comes naturally to everyone, it's something we build over time, shaped by the battles we've fought and the obstacles we've overcome. Every setback, every struggle, every moment of doubt becomes a stepping stone if we let it, pushing us to grow stronger, wiser, more determined. When life gets tough, most people look for the nearest escape, but true resilience means facing hardship head on. It's about embracing the discomfort, even the pain, because we know that running from it won't make us any better. Every difficulty we experience has something to teach us, and resilient people understand this. They look for the lesson in every struggle, not because it's easy, but because they know that's where true growth happens. In those moments of adversity, when everything feels like it's falling apart, resilience is the voice that whispers, you can handle this, you're tougher than you think. Adversity is like a mirror, it shows us who we really are. When you're standing on solid ground, it's easy to talk about strength, determination, or perseverance. But when that ground starts to shake, when you feel like you're losing control, that's when resilience kicks in. You find out what you're made of. It's not about being unbreakable. It's about being able to rebuild yourself again and again, no matter how many times life knocks you down. And it doesn't matter how many times you fall. What matters is that you keep getting back up. Think about the stories of people who have faced incredible adversity and come out stronger on the other side. They didn't just survive, they thrived using their struggles as fuel for growth. They didn't allow themselves to be defined by their hardships. Instead, they chose to rise above, to turn their pain into power. Resilient people don't make excuses, they don't look for someone to blame. They take responsibility for their lives, even when things go wrong, because they know that control is the one thing they can hold on to. They can't control what happens to them, but they can control how they respond to it. And that response is what defines them. Resilience also means learning to let go of things that no longer serve us. It's about understanding that sometimes to move forward, you have to leave certain burdens behind. You have to forgive not just others, but yourself. You have to stop carrying around the weight of past mistakes, past failures, because that weight will only hold you back. Resilience isn't just physical endurance, it's emotional and mental endurance. It's the courage to keep walking, even when you don't know where the path will lead. It's trusting that in the end, the journey will make sense. In the face of adversity, resilient people don't waste time feeling sorry for themselves. They know that setbacks are a part of life, that challenges are inevitable. They embrace the mindset that every difficulty is a chance to grow, a chance to push themselves further than they thought possible. They don't avoid the storms, they walk right through them because they know that's how they'll get stronger. That's how they'll come out on the other side, ready to face whatever life brings next. Purpose is what drives us, what gets us out of bed in the morning with a sense of direction. Without purpose, life can feel like a string of disconnected moments, like we're just drifting from one day to the next without really going anywhere. But when we have a purpose, everything changes. Purpose gives meaning to our actions, it gives weight to our decisions, and it gives us something to hold on to, especially in times of struggle or doubt. Purpose isn't just a goal or a dream, it's a deep sense of why, a conviction that what you're doing matters. It's a reason for being. Finding that purpose, however, isn't always easy. We're often told to chase success, to accumulate wealth, or to achieve status. But true purpose goes beyond all of that. Purpose isn't about what we get, it's about what we give. It's about making an impact, about using our talents, our skills, and our passions to make a difference in the world. It's about asking ourselves, what can I contribute? How can I make life better for others? Purpose isn't about the rewards, it's about the legacy we leave behind, the lives we touch, the ways we bring value to the people around us. Purpose also requires us to look inward, to really understand ourselves, our strengths, our weaknesses, our passions, and our values. It means listening to that inner voice, that quiet feeling that tells us what truly matters to us. And sometimes it takes courage to follow that voice, especially when the world tries to tell us who we should be or what we should want. Living with purpose often means going against the grain, choosing a path that may not be popular or profitable, but one that feels right to us. It's about living authentically without compromise. Purpose isn't static, it evolves as we grow and change. Sometimes we find purpose in unexpected places. A job, a relationship, or even a setback can reveal new possibilities, new ways to make a difference. And often our greatest sense of purpose comes from our struggles. Adversity has a way of clarifying what really matters, of pushing us to dig deeper and discover strengths we didn't know we had. The challenges we face can become a powerful part of our purpose, giving us empathy, resilience, and a unique perspective that can help others. When we live with purpose, we're no longer just going through the motions. We're living intentionally, making choices that align with our deepest values. Purpose gives us a reason to keep going, even when things get tough. It's the fire inside that keeps us moving forward, that keeps us hopeful, even when the road is hard. Purpose keeps us grounded, it keeps us focused, and it gives us a sense of fulfillment that no amount of money or recognition can ever replace. Purpose also has a ripple effect. When we live with purpose, we inspire others to do the same. People see our commitment, our dedication, and they start to believe that they too can find meaning in their own lives. Purpose is contagious, it spreads, lifting up those around us, giving them the courage to seek out their own path. And when people come together with a shared sense of purpose, that's when real change happens. Purpose-driven people aren't just focused on personal success, they're driven by a vision of a better world. They see beyond themselves, beyond their own needs, and they're willing to put in the work to make a difference. The pursuit of purpose isn't always easy, but it's worth it. It may take time, it may take patience, but the journey is just as important as the destination. Purpose gives us something to strive for, something that keeps us moving forward, even when the way isn't clear. It reminds us that life isn't just about what we achieve, but about who we become and what we stand for. Creativity and innovation are two of the most powerful forces we have as human beings. They allow us to see the world not just as it is, but as it could be. Creativity is that spark, that vision, that idea that comes out of nowhere and surprises even us. It's the ability to look at the ordinary and see the extraordinary, to connect ideas that seem unrelated, to imagine something that no one else has thought of yet. And innovation takes that creative spark and gives it life. Innovation is the action, the hard work, the willingness to take risks and bring that vision into reality. Creativity requires us to think differently, to step outside of our usual patterns, our routines, and look at things from a new perspective. It means allowing ourselves to dream, to play, to experiment without worrying too much about making mistakes. In fact, mistakes are often a vital part of the process. Some of the greatest inventions and ideas have come from what seem like failures. People who are truly creative don't let mistakes stop them, they let them guide them. They learn from every setback, every wrong turn, because they know that every failure is just another step closer to finding what works. Innovation, on the other hand, is about courage. It takes courage to bring a new idea to life, to put something out into the world that might be different, that might be met with skepticism, even criticism. Innovators are people who don't let fear hold them back. They're willing to take a chance to try something new because they believe in their vision. Innovation isn't about playing it safe, it's about pushing boundaries, challenging the status quo, and daring to go beyond what's already been done. It's about solving problems, creating solutions, and making life better for others. Creativity and innovation aren't just for artists or inventors, they're for everyone. No matter what you do, no matter where you are in life, there's always an opportunity to think creatively, to find a better way to do things, to improve and grow. Sometimes it's the smallest acts of creativity that make the biggest difference. It might be a new way of approaching a task, a fresh perspective on a challenge, or a unique solution to a problem. Creativity is about seeing possibilities where others see obstacles. Innovation doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey, a process of trial and error, of persistence and patience. It's about staying committed to your vision, even when the path gets tough. Innovators are resilient, they don't give up easily. They understand that true innovation takes time, that it's about the long game. They're not just looking for quick fixes or shortcuts. They're focused on creating something lasting, something meaningful, something that will stand the test of time. When creativity and innovation come together, that's when we see real progress. That's when new ideas turn into inventions, when dreams turn into realities. Think about the people who have changed the world: artists, scientists, entrepreneurs, leaders. They all started with an idea, a vision. They had the courage to think differently, to step outside of what was comfortable, and to work tirelessly to bring their ideas to life. They didn't wait for someone else to make it happen. They took the initiative, they put in the work, and they made it happen. Creativity and innovation are the engines of progress. They're what drive us forward, what keep us evolving, what make life exciting and full of possibility. When we embrace creativity, we're embracing the idea that there's always a new way, a better way, a different way of doing things. And when we're willing to innovate, we're committing to the idea that we can create that new way, that we have the power to shape the future, to bring something into the world that wasn't there before. Creativity and innovation are gifts, but they're also responsibilities. It's up to us to use them, to make the most of them, and to leave something valuable behind for those who come after us. The desire for connection is one of the deepest, most fundamental aspects of being human. We are wired to connect, to seek out relationships that give our lives meaning, that help us feel understood, valued, and supported. This desire goes beyond simple companionship. It's about finding people who truly see us, who understand us, who accept us as we are. Connection gives us a sense of belonging, a feeling that we're part of something larger than ourselves, that we're not alone in this journey. In a world that often seems so divided, where it's easy to feel isolated or misunderstood, that desire for connection becomes even stronger. We want to know that there are others who share our values, our experiences, our dreams. We seek out people who can relate to our struggles, who can lift us up when we're down, who can celebrate with us when things go well. Connection gives us strength. It's a source of resilience that we can draw on when times get tough. When we're surrounded by people who care about us, we feel more confident, more capable, more willing to take on the challenges that life throws our way. Connection isn't just about having people around us, it's about building relationships that are real, relationships that are based on trust, honesty, and mutual respect. It's about opening up, being vulnerable, letting others see the parts of ourselves that we might otherwise keep hidden. And that takes courage. It's not easy to show our true selves, to share our fears, our insecurities, our hopes, and our dreams. But when we do, we invite others to do the same. We create a space where people feel safe to be themselves, where they don't have to pretend, where they can let down their guard and just be. One of the most beautiful things about connection is that it's a two-way street. When we reach out to others, when we offer them our support, our understanding, our empathy, we're also opening ourselves up to receive those same things in return. Connection is a mutual exchange, a bond that strengthens both people involved. It's about giving and receiving, about being there for others and allowing others to be there for us. And in that exchange, we find a sense of purpose, a sense of fulfillment that goes beyond anything we can achieve on our own. In today's world, where so much of our interaction happens through screens, where we often communicate through messages and social media, the desire for genuine, face to face connection becomes even more important. We crave the warmth of a handshake, the comfort of a hug, the simple joy of sitting across from someone and having a real conversation. Technology can help us stay in touch, but it can't replace the depth and richness of human connection. It can't replace the feeling of looking into someone's eyes and knowing that they understand, that they're there with us, fully present in that moment. Connection isn't just something we want, it's something we need. Studies have shown that people with strong social bonds are happier, healthier, and more resilient. Connection boosts our mental health, our physical health, and our overall sense of well being. When we feel connected, we feel more alive, more engaged, more motivated to pursue our goals and dreams. And when those connections are grounded in love, respect, and understanding, they become a source of joy that sustains us, a source of comfort that carries us through even the toughest of times. At the end of the day, the desire for connection is about recognizing our shared humanity. It's about understanding that no matter where we come from, no matter what our backgrounds or beliefs, we all have a need to be seen, to be heard, to be valued. We all have a need to belong, to feel that we're part of something bigger than ourselves. Connection reminds us that we're not alone, that we're all in this together, and that together we can face whatever challenges come our way. Moral and ethical reflection is a journey that every one of us needs to take. It's not just about following rules or doing what we've been told is right. It's about examining our beliefs, questioning our values, and asking ourselves what kind of people we want to be. Morality and ethics are not just abstract ideas, they're the foundation of how we treat others, how we approach challenges, how we respond when we're faced with tough decisions. Reflection is what brings our values into focus, what keeps us grounded, and what allows us to live with integrity. When we take the time to reflect on our morals and ethics, we're forced to confront the kind of choices we make every day. Are we acting in a way that's consistent with our principles? Are we being fair, honest, compassionate? Are we standing up for what we believe in, even when it's not the easy or popular thing to do? True reflection doesn't let us take the easy way out. It holds us accountable, reminding us that we're responsible not only for our actions, but for the impact those actions have on others. Ethical reflection is about more than just following a set of rules, it's about understanding why those rules exist in the first place. Rules are often designed to protect people, to ensure fairness, to prevent harm. But sometimes we have to go beyond the rules and ask ourselves if they truly align with our values. There are times when doing the right thing means breaking with convention, challenging the status quo, or standing up against injustice. Reflecting on our ethics means being willing to think critically, to question authority, to follow our own moral compass, even when it leads us down a difficult path. One of the most challenging aspects of moral reflection is facing our own imperfections. We all make mistakes, we all have moments when we fall short of our own standards. Ethical reflection requires humility, a willingness to admit when we've done wrong, to take responsibility, and to make amends. It's not about striving for perfection, it's about striving to be better, to learn from our missteps, and to use those lessons to guide us moving forward. True morality isn't about never failing, it's about getting back up, making things right, and committing to do better. A moral and ethical reflection also teaches us empathy. When we take the time to consider how our actions affect others, we develop a deeper understanding of the people around us. We begin to see things from their perspective, to recognize their struggles, to feel their pain. This empathy is what transforms our ethics from a personal code into a communal responsibility. We're no longer just making choices for ourselves, we're making choices that impact our families, our communities, even the world. Ethical reflection reminds us that we're part of something larger, that our actions have consequences beyond ourselves. In today's world, where so many issues demand our attention, moral and ethical reflection is more important than ever. We're constantly faced with decisions that have far reaching implications, from how we treat the environment to how we respond to injustice, to how we interact with people who are different from us. It's easy to get caught up in our own lives, to make choices based on convenience or personal gain. But ethical reflection calls us to a higher standard. It challenges us to put our values into action, to make choices that reflect not just what's good for us, but what's good for others. Living a life of moral and ethical integrity isn't always easy. There will be times when we're tempted to compromise, when we feel pressured to take shortcuts or make decisions that go against our principles. But when we take the time to reflect, to examine our choices, to stay true to our values, we build a foundation of trust and respect. We become people who others can rely on, who they can look up to, who they know will do what's right, no matter the cost. Thank you for joining me on this journey of reflection. Remember to stay true to your values and live with purpose. Goodbye and take care.